Hi, my name is Heather Reichert. I'm a mixed media artist. I use vintage and recycled materials to create happy, whimsical art. I've been creating forever, and it's the only thing I've ever really wanted to do. Let me share a little piece. I made this piece last week. It is a vintage cake server, and I built a little scene on top of the handle, the little VW bus and the vintage camper, and then there's a little whale scene down at the bottom. Most of my work is three-dimensional. I will make these scenes with anything I can get my hands on. There's usually a laundry list of materials I use in my art, everything from rusted metal buckets to cans to recycled wood to glitter to acrylic paint to vintage either garden tools or kitchen tools or little pots. I just love creating art. When I was 15 years old, I started painting for my parents' craft business, and I'm still in shock people bought the things I painted. I was a painting major in college, and that's when I got pregnant with my son. I was a stay-at-home mom in my 20s and 30s. I used to make gifts for people, but I really didn't have a business. About 7 years ago, we moved to Maryland, and I started creating more. I was doing markets and little shows, but my goal was to do fine art shows. And at first, I was just painting, but then I started doing different types of mixed media with the painting, and then it just kept evolving and changing to the point where I'm doing these tiny little intricate scenes with vintage materials, or I'm painting owls with all kinds of different metal and buttons on them. And by the time my husband had gotten a promotion, so we were leaving Maryland. By the time I was leaving Maryland, I was doing fine art shows, and that was my goal. So about a year and a half ago, we moved to Southern California, and I just couldn't create anymore. We moved, I turned 40, I no longer had that little baby business that I had created. It was a huge part of who I was, and all of it was gone, and I lost my passion to create. And I had done a couple of shows in the spring, and they went okay, but I wasn't myself. I had lost all my confidence. I had applied to a show in October, and I decided if I can make art for the show and I do well at the show, then I'm gonna stick with this. So I got a bunch of inventory together, and I was actually able to create some art, and I went and I did the show, and it was up near San Francisco, and I sold out. And I sat at my booth the second day holding back tears, because creating art is the only thing I've ever wanted to do. And I kind of proved to myself that I could pick myself up and do it. Like, I can do it. And I kind of want to show my kids that no matter how old you are or where you are in your life, if you have a goal, if you have a dream or you have passion, you can do anything if you work hard. So anyway, sorry for tearing up. This is like my 100th take, so it's been a long day doing this. Anyways, so thank you for watching my little video. Okay, bye.